Well guys, it's been a while, and nice of PNSO and Haolonggu to give me a break so I can go back to some projects I've neglected for a long time, such as this. This is also going to be my last video in a while, since I'll be off to Bali for a couple of weeks, so I'll be late on my PNSO reviews and enjoying the reviews on the Yongchunsaurus Magnus and Zool along with the rest of you. Anyway, this is the Wonder Artistic Models Diplodocus. As always, very good quality paper and packaging. Incidentally, a bit of trivia about me. My handwriting is crap, so whenever I see this, it reminds me I have to work on it. Look at how beautiful this thing already promises to be. And here we see the size comparisons. Now I've gone through some basics on how to put these together in my other Wonder Artistic Models reviews, so I won't do that today. I also realized some of those videos became more like mini tutorials and took too long to get to the money, the actual model I want to celebrate. I will give you a few quick tips however. First, we now have separate template blueprints instead of numbers on the pieces, which will please some of you. And also notice the flashes of red warning us that these parts are fragile, so handle with care. And here's a very promising look at all the pieces that make up that whiptail. Sandpaper, and the all-important discs for pressing pieces together. It makes me really excited just to see these skid-like cervical ribs. Now, a couple more tips. First, the axial skeleton is mainly on template A. This is the left trunk. This is the start of the left tail. And this part is going to be the neck area. So see here, one goes with 1, 2 goes with 2, and so on. They look deceptively short, but together you'll have these, forming the backbone. And don't forget these finger-saving discs. Our second tip, the ilium. You'll notice these aren't numbered in order, because it's the easiest way to fit them in. So first you put in 9, 10, and then 11, and you fix these in from behind. I'll get them as secure as possible so it's not too fiddly. When you're ready to insert this into these holes here, with this part threading through. And here we have the finished model, and what a beauty! The form of this! If you love sauropods and have been drooling over skeletals, this three-dimensional representation will be a treat. And when we add in Rebor's Diplodocus, I think you can see how good this will look on any shelf of sauropods, especially next to a Diplodocus model. The kind of life is imbued into a model like this is really amazing. The dynamic nature of the poses you can create and what Simon has been able to do, from any angle, it looks splendid. And that beautiful whiptail. It's wonderful how Simon actually captured this famous feature on a wooden skeletal. The model is about 100 centimeters or 1 meter, which is 39.4 inches. Diplodocus complete skeletons could be up to 26 meters or 85.3 feet, so this could fit into the declared 1 to 25 scale. And here you see the relatively tiny size of the head. And zooming in, we see some nice features, such as this scleral ring. It's actually recessed thanks to clever layering, giving it the three-dimensionality that Wonder Artistic Models does so well. Other details include the anatomical fenestra, the pre-anatomical fenestra. And look, he's even managed to squeeze this in. The neck and tail also have limited articulation. But because of the number of segments, you can get a large permutation of curves. The whiplash is also posable. But because each segment is fragile and needs to be firmly secured, it's recommended you get the pose you want first, and then you attach the whip to this piece. The mouth articulates. And from this angle, you can appreciate the peg-like teeth for which Diplodocus is famous. The separation of the teeth isn't just painted on, but you can see a kind of serration giving each a distinctiveness. The somewhat procumbent orientation is thought to have assisted in the raking motion of the jaws while feeding. And here those wonderful cervical ribs through which the longest colli ventralis tendons pass. Just so pleasing to look at. It's nice enough, but what you realize is these aren't just straight down parallel, but because of these cross pieces, there's a kind of angle. And from here you see this more clearly. There's this inverted V spread, which really brings out the 3D nature of the skeletal structure. Further down, you see these V-shaped forms. And these are the bifurcated spinous processes. It's really nice how, where possible, Wonder Artistic Models squeezes in these little nods to the anatomy here and there. And here I forgot to mention, you can see these holes, and they're the pneumatic fossa that confer a pneumaticity and lightness to the skeletal structure. Yet another nice detail. And here the upper limb girdle. Look at the form of the scapula here. And going down, obviously, for a sauropod lover, that thumb claw. And see how this spread just hints at the kind of strength and support, but also the relative gracility of this animal. Of course, we have that ulna giving it a three-dimensional bulk. And from the front here, you see how the pectoral girdle is crafted so pleasingly. Here the bulking up of the humerus, which Simon always tries to include even from his earliest models. And back down the other limb, another shot of the thumb claw. I just really can't get enough of this. And tracking up, just look at the beautiful three-dimensionality he's managed to create. And see how these dorsal neural spines are varied in morphology, almost exactly you'd see in skeletals such as phrenoids here. And also the spines of the sacral area. Again, the curvature of these pieces are really a delight. And looking down at the foot now, oops, I forgot to push that fully in. I'll just look at the form and the spread of these toes, conveying a real sense of weight. And as I was saying, in the pelvic area, the 3D curvature of the ilium. And look, even from here, where it would hardly be seen by anybody, the effort to recreate the sacrum just rewards the eye from any angle. And from the top, another view to admire the curvature and the sacrum. But that's not all. Here you can see the ischium doesn't just lazily point straight down, but each is directed medially towards the center. Just a quick adjustment here. And here, of course, you see the chevrons that give Diplodocus the meaning of its name, double beam. We now know many sauropods had this configuration, but being two halves, it's unfortunately hard to recreate the end joints that are unique to Diplodocus. But from the side, it's just beautifully captured. Now, a once-over of this impressive model. From any angle, from any height you choose to view it, it looks damn beautiful. Simon truly has outdone himself, and once again, Wonder Artistic Models have shown why they really are the best when it comes to not just presentation, but creativity for the three-dimensional form expressed with two-dimensional assembly pieces. And since I first reviewed the Wonder Artistic Models T-Rex, I've started to see some imitators crop up. But in terms of the wonderful care gone into design, the ability to pioneer exciting representations, and just the anatomical knowledge, research, and love that goes into each of their models, they're still my first choice for woodkit skeletons. I think every collection will look really great complemented by at least one of Wonder Artistic Models' offerings, and you can check out the link below. No, I'm not sponsored. But for now, I think I can safely say that out of all the models I've reviewed, this one is my favorite, replacing even the T-Rex and the Triceratops. I wonder what Wonder Artistic Models will come up with next to displace this as a new favorite. But for now, I'm off to Bali for a couple of weeks. I look forward to being just a spectator this time when the reviews of the upcoming PNSOs appear. And I'll see you in the next video.